Hi makeup geeks! I'm going to show you guys a quick and easy way today to hide your acne like a pro. Now whether you're dealing with acne now or you have the scars left behind from that, there's certain tips and techniques on how to get the best looking coverage for your skin so you can have that flawless looking face. Now really quickly before I show you how to actually apply your concealer, I want to explain to you the different types so you understand what kind you want to get for your blemishes. There's some that come in a wand like this, squeeze tubes, there's sticks, and then there's some in a pot. Generally, no, I'm just saying generally, the ones that work best for the blemishes are the ones in the pots. I say this because these tend to be a bit thicker and will stay on the skin better, and they're also, since they are thick, they'll hide quite a bit. The ones, say like in a wand like this or a squeeze tube, they tend to be thinner in consistency, and so it'll kind of glide over that raised bump, whereas something heavier like this will kind of stick on top of it, so it'll almost flatten that bump and just blend it into the skin a little bit better. That's just my preference. So let me take this pot concealer and show you how I hide my blemishes. Now as you can tell, I already have my foundation and primer on, and what I used today for that was the Professional by Benefit Primer, and I'll do a review later on different primers for you guys. And then the foundation I'm wearing today is the Revlon Color Stay in number 310 Warm Golden. So I have that on already. The concealer I'm going to use for my blemishes is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer, and there's tons of different ones that you guys can use. This is just the one that I'm currently liking, and I like it for blemishes because again it's in that pot and it's thick, so it's really going to hide well for those blemishes. To apply it, you want to make sure you have clean hands, so wash them right beforehand because you don't want to get any of that oils or bacteria on your hands onto your face, because then it's just going to make the acne worse, and then we're back to square one. So take your concealer and a clean finger, and I'm just going to pick a bit of that up with a finger. Now I use my fingers instead of a brush because it warms up the product and it helps it blend into the skin a little bit better, but that's my preference. What I'm going to do is put a little bit of this around my nose. I'm actually having a clear face day because yesterday it was bad. I had more acne going on here, so hopefully you guys can still see a difference, but I'm going to apply a little bit around the nose because that's generally where a lot of us have redness or spots showing up, so you want to cover that up pretty well. And all I'm doing is patting it. You don't want to swipe it too much because it's just going to smear it. The pat motion is going to get it right into your skin, and the warmth of your fingers is going to help it, I guess, melt a little bit into your skin, if that makes sense. Okay, now my blemishes I have on my cheeks here, so I'm going to pat it like this. Now you can see it right away, I don't know if you can tell. So what you want to do is pat around the blemish. So you're going to put it on, get it started, and then using this patting motion, kind of blend around the blemish to hide that. And then if you feel like you need a little bit more, because you want to apply a little bit at a time, take a bit more of that and just work around your spots. So it's pretty easy as far as this application goes. So I'm just going to finish up my other blemishes here, and then we'll set it. Now the big question everyone is asking, concealer before or after your foundation? And the answer is either one. It's totally up to you whether you want to apply your concealer before or after your foundation. It depends on if your concealer is the same color as your skin and how much coverage you need. For me personally, I apply my concealer for my blemishes after my foundation, because once I apply that foundation, I can see exactly what spots are still showing through. Whereas if I put this on first, then I'm automatically assuming that I'm going to have a lot of product on my face. Then once I put that foundation on, it's almost like double the coverage that I need. So that's just my preference for that. If you do apply your concealer on after your foundation, you need to make sure that it's the exact same color as your skin. If it's any lighter or any darker, it's going to be obvious that you have concealer on. Now that I have the concealer on, it's time to set it because you want it to last all day long. And there's a specific technique in setting your powder. The trick is the tool. I'm going to use a powder puff like this. This is the NYX one, and it's just a flat sort of sponge. Using this versus a brush is much better because this is going to apply less powder than the brush. The less powder you have on your face, the less chance you have of it getting cakey looking and just having too much on your face. So take that puff, and I'm going to use the Palladio Rice Powder. And you can use whatever loose powder that you want. Another good one is the NARS loose powder. I like that one. I'm going to dip it in the container and scrape off the excess because I want as little powder as possible. Now you're going to take this and dab it on top of the places that you put your concealer. And for me, I also put a little bit of powder in the T-zone right here because that's where I tend to get oily. And so I'm going to take that, and as you can tell, I'm just patting it on. Anytime you swipe, especially when you're dealing with acne, the acne bumps kind of stick out a bit, so when you swipe across it, it's going to take off the makeup on that raised bump. So that's why you want to do a patting motion. So as you can tell, I'm not picking up any more powder, just using that little bit on that puff and put it right here in my T-zone and right on my blemishes, and that's going to be enough to set it and make it last throughout the day. I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys in how to cover that acne, as well as learning about all these different concealers. But regardless of whether you have acne or not, always remember that you're still the same person, you're still just as beautiful, and you can walk out the door with confidence knowing that you are beautiful and your acne shouldn't define you. So, and you are not alone. I have it too. It's just a matter of, trying to deal with it as well as hide it, so that way you just have that confidence that you want. So stay happy and healthy, you guys, and I really do wish you the best, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.